good morning and welcome to the Cheryl Action Jackson Show. It's going to be a phenomenal show. It's going to be a very special show because this is a show where we are going to celebrate 8 years for Minnie's Food Pantry, and what a ride it has been. And so please stay tuned because at the end of the show, we're going to talk about some of our favorite moments that happened at Minnie's Food Pantry. But let me kick off the show by talking about an incredible movie. It's also a book. It was called Miracles from Heaven by Christy Beam. It's a true story of a Burleson, Texas family and a young girl who gets sick. And I don't want to do a spoiler, but when I tell you, if you haven't went to the movies to see this movie, it's an incredible movie. Easter's coming up, and Miracles from Heaven are all around us. And so I had an opportunity actually to sit down with Jennifer Garner. My, what an incredible actress she is, and she plays a powerful role in this movie. It's a movie about faith. It's about a mother's love for her daughter. It's about belief and restoring belief and life in Christ. And let me just show you my interview with Jennifer Garner, and then I'll be back in just a moment.
Here with Jennifer Garner, and I just watched you in the most incredible performance that I've ever seen, Miracles from Heaven. I watched the line of the film, and the words were, you know, if they don't remove the blockage, she's going to die. Mm-hmm. And those were the same words that they used for my mother, and my mother actually passed away. Mm-hmm. And I believed in miracles. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I believed in miracles. Mm-hmm. But after that happened, the belief went away until I just saw your performance. Is that what you're hoping, that the audience, what you do in this movie, it restores the faith in miracles and prayer?
I don't know that I could hope for anything that big, that it could restore someone's faith. That is a really beautiful thing to say, and I'm glad that you have that experience. I certainly, first of all, I'm sorry that
Thank you.
But I think that this story, we need to have our faith restored. Whatever that means to you, it doesn't have to mean faith like I need to drop to my knees, but it can. It doesn't mean, it just is. It can be faith in humanity. It can be faith in yourself. But we need that hopefulness brought back into our lives. And I think that I responded to the story so much because it is a true story, and because I just responded to Christy Beam's love for her child. And then we just made the movie of it. It really happened to Christy and Annabelle. The fact that there is, in the end, a happy ending just lets us all take a deep breath.
Right.
But there isn't always. But that doesn't mean that you can't afford to let go of faith in life. It's just too lonely. And that's one of the things I love about this movie, is that the pastor in the movie says, look, I've gone through hard times with faith and without it, and I'll tell you it's easier with. You can't make the hard time go away, but you might as well lean into it.
Wow, it's just incredible. And did this movie, playing this role, did it even impact you and your faith while you were doing the role?
Yes, I grew up in a house that I went to church every Sunday of my life, and but it was nice to be part of a movie that made it normal to talk about again, to think about again, in a way that actually I can live in Los Angeles, which is a town that I don't associate with church. I associate Charleston, West Virginia with church. But I can live there and go to church and still have that part of myself and have that for my children. And I'm not making some political statement. I'm just doing what I was raised to do. And that is definitely a direct gift from the movie, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, I'm a PK, so on behalf of the PKs around the world, thank you for using your A-list platform so that the world will come see and understand the power of prayer and the power of faith. I can't wait for them to see Miracles from Heaven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
But I'm stuck, so you have to
Here
go.
That's a real good
Comrade Ray.
Get healing wherever you can. I did.
Well, good.
Thank you.
Wow. Joining me here live in the studio is Cynthia Smoot. Before we talk Discover Dallas, man, this movie, this book, Miracles from Heaven with Christy Beam, it's amazing. It is.
You had a moment there. You got a real hug.
I did. I had a lot of moments, actually, seemed like, with her. I think we really connected. The power of prayer is so powerful, you know. And hats off to my friend Devon Franklin and Sony Pictures and Bishop T.D. Jakes and who else am I missing? Derek Williams. Hats off to them for producing such an incredible movie. It's time for us to have these type of movies, wholesome movies, where families can go. You know, you don't know what you're going to see when you walk into the theaters these days. And so for us to see something of great quality that's religious-based, faith-based, I say I applaud you and the entire team, Miracles from Heaven. We want to make this movie #1. I am a PK. And when I walked off the set, someone says, "What is PK?" And so for those of you who don't know, it's a preacher's kid, a pastor's kid. And so my parents pastored for over 40 years. And I can tell you that if my parents were here, we would be going to the movies to see this. That's one of the things they would let me go see. So hats off to you again, Bishop Jakes, Devon Franklin, and Derek Williams, and to Jennifer Garner, who did an incredible, amazing job on this movie, and also to Queen Latifah. I mean, man, she stepped up. There was a lot of great moments. Let me just warn you, it's a tearjerker.
Bring your tissues.
Take your tissues, Cynthia. I'm telling you, I mean,
I love a good tearjerker with a happy ending. I love a happy ending.
Absolutely. There was a moment where we went and actually I hosted a screening for the movie, and there was a moment in the theaters where my brother, who is like 6'4", 240 pounds, and he just burst into tears. But people thought he was laughing because he went into one of those ugly cries that Oprah talks about. He burst into the Oprah cry, ugly cry, and everybody thought he was laughing, and everyone in the theater was already crying. So it made them laugh because they thought my brother was laughing when in essence he was really, really crying. And it had so many of those moments. And so, you know, if you need faith restored again, if you believe in miracles, but maybe your faith, I mean, like I was telling Jennifer, when my mother didn't make it, I mean, my parents preached about miracles. And so for her not to make it, and then when my father passed away, for him not to make it, I mean, you know, I believe in the power of prayer is what makes miracles happen. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you need some restoration, or if you just want your faith restored, it's a great movie. I challenge you to get you, your friends, and your enemies. So those are frenemies, right?
Frenemies,
to go out
yes.
and see the movie. And here she is. Let me just transition on over to my left. It's the one and
Good
only.
morning.
Good morning, Cynthia Smoot. Everything Discovering Dallas. How are you?
Well, that's a great film to discover. I mean, especially such tumultuous times.
Yeah.
You know, we need something that is restorative and can bring people together. So I'm with you. It's a fantastic film. I hope everybody goes out to see it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our prayers are with the families. That's what's happening right now. Oh my gosh, across the United States.
Yes, prayers for Brussels today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, Cynthia, what's happening in Dallas?
Well, on that same vein, faith, family, philanthropy, let's talk about Pat and Emmett Smith.
Girl, Pat, she's making it.
So tonight, March 26th, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time on Oprah's own network. We hope everyone tunes in to watch Mrs. and Mr. Smith. It's a 1 hour special that's going to go behind the scenes.
Look at him.
Behind the scenes and show you what it's like, you know, when the cameras turn off at the Smith household.
How ironic is that they are dancing? Because every time Pat tells a story about being behind Emmett, she talks about him being on Dancing with the Stars, and now he's holding her dancing. I think it's just going to be an incredible show. I hope that everyone tunes in because we need wholesome families. And you, as you know, and I know, we both know the Smiths very, very well. I've known Emmett for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And his life and his character.
Well, I think that's, to your point, everybody knows Emmett Smith, whether it's from the Dallas Cowboys, whether it's with Dancing with the Stars. Well, you know, not everybody knows Pat outside of just being his arm candy. So this is really her story and what it's like to be married to such an incredibly powerful and famous person. But she has so much going on in her own right. She has an organization that helps women called Treasure You. She's the mother to 5 children.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 kids. I mean, Pat Smith. How do you handle that, Pat?
My husband and I argue over what we're doing with our one child. So I cannot imagine, you know, and their kids range from 5 to 20. So I mean, there's a lot going on at the Smith household, and that's what we're going to see is really how do you work and live at such a high level and keep your faith in God and family, and after 16 years keep that love alive.
Right. So and how do you keep your sanity, Pat? That's what we want to know. 5 kids.
A lot of prayer.
Yeah, it is a lot of prayer. But I mean, this woman is everywhere, and she has a new book coming out, Second Chances. So she's writing a book. She's doing the OWN. She's raising 5 kids, and she's Emmett's wife. Really? Pat, how do you do it? If you want to know how Pat Smith does it, Mrs. and Mr. Smith airs tonight on My Girls Network, Oprah Winfrey Network. I'm so delighted.
Yes,
I'm so
we
excited.
want everybody to be tweeting about it using the hashtag Mrs. and Mr. Smith. And you can also follow Pat Smith on Twitter. She'll be live tweeting as well at Pat Smith TY for Treasure You. So.
Pat Smith TY. So I will be following her, Pat Smith TY. Follow her on Twitter, on Instagram, anything that you can see. Just follow Pat. Just don't even worry about Emmett. Emmett doesn't have his. Don't even worry
Emmett's
about
got plenty of followers.
This is about Pat Smith and her platform, and it's called Girl Power, right? So Pat, we're so proud of you. I just remember us talking about all your goals and all your dreams, and you are doing it. And I treasure you as you've treasured so many thousands of women across our country. We treasure you, and we're going to be there for you tonight on the OWN network, right? Look at that, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Super quick before we go, I have
Mr.
one
Smith.
other super fun event coming up
It
on.
can't be as fun as
What?
Mrs. and Mr. Smith.
It's apples and oranges.
Okay.
Switching gears,
Okay.
completely different. Next Thursday on March 31st, KVIL is having a really fantastic event called Runway. KVIL 1037, and they're bringing, it's going to be super fun. It's in Plano. And
in Plano, that's my neck of the woods.
So something fun in North Dallas for a change.
Yeah.
So it's called Runway, and they're going to have 5 different local fashion designers that will be competing for a prize. They're going to have Erica Jane from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will be performing, and Chris Daughtry from American Idol.
Oh, I love
So there's
Chris
going to be
Daughtry.
food, there's going to be cocktails, there's going to be fashion, there's going to be rock and roll, there's going to be Real Housewives. Something for everybody. It's going to be a super fun event, $75 ticket, great date night.
Oh, wow. What time?
Or girls' night out. I think it starts at 6.
Wait a minute. Here's my question. Is Steve going to be there? If Steve's not there.
Steve Kimball will be there,
Okay.
leading,
Steve Kimball, that's my
leading the
guy.
show, I'm sure.
Okay. As long as Steve is there, we know there's going to be a
Along with
party.
Courtney Kerr and Leanne
Oh,
Adam
Courtney.
from
Okay.
103.7 KVIL. So it's on their website. You can also find it on Facebook. Go to KVIL on Facebook or on their website. Get all the details. I'll be there. I hope to see everybody coming out.
Yeah, so this is Cynthia Smoot. Find her, ohsocynthia.com. She helps us discover Dallas every single week. And when we come back, we've got a special guest from you. So please stick around.
Local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand. As we speak, similar scenes are playing out in cities and towns across America.
Always a pleasure when I have special guests on the show, especially as we are celebrating 8 years for Minnie's Food Pantry. I wanted to just spotlight some of the people and some of the companies that come together that help our organization, that has helped our organization become what it is. And I'm so delighted right now because one of my great friends, he's also a board member as well, but when you become a board member, we become friends, right? Ron McCoy of The Real McCoys is here as a guest on the show today. Ron, welcome to the show.
Cheryl, thank you. Thank you for being here. It's quite an honor to be on the Cheryl Jackson show. I love it.
I love
Just
it.
to be here with you.
Thank you, thank you. So Ron, let's talk a little bit first
Sure.
about Ron, The Real McCoys. I love your company name. So tell our viewers what you do.
Sure, thank you. My wife and I, Terry, are in the real estate business here in Dallas, in North Dallas, and we've been doing this now for about 15 years. We just love working together. It gives us an opportunity to help so many families find homes. I know that we've even worked together ourselves, and makes a closer relationship.
Yeah, it's been a great experience, actually.
Yeah,
you know.
well, thank you. Thank you.
Very easy working with you. So.
And that's what we like. That's
Right.
what we like.
What is the housing market doing right now?
You know, Cheryl, the housing market right now is very busy. It's quite a seller's market. There are a lot of homes, not so many homes for sale, and we're finding that it's becoming even more tight all the time.
Right, right. What would you say to the people? There's a lot of companies coming into
Right.
especially the North Dallas area. What would you say to people right now? Would this be the time for them to put their house on sale if they were interested because of all the new corporations coming in?
Yes, actually now is a good time. Actually, this time of the year between April and June is always a good time to sell your homes. And even with the number of new individuals, new companies coming into town, now would be a good time to sell. I know that we have
trying,
a host.
right?
Yeah, we have a host of other homes for sale right now.
Right.
So,
what are the top maybe 3 things someone can do if they were getting ready to get their home for sale? What should they be preparing for with their house? What should they be doing with their house?
well,
right
those are great questions. The first thing that they want to do is they want to make sure that the home is staged properly. We can assist with that. The second thing that we want to make sure that we do in terms of the home itself is to ensure that the home is in all the repairs have been done on the home.
That's
and
important.
I think that's always a good thing to do. And actually, a home inspection prior to the sale of a home is a good thing to have done.
Okay.
And then the other is to select a good realtor that can help.
Of course.
That can help put together a good analysis as far as what the home value is worth.
Right. Because a lot of times people think their home is worth $500,000, $1 million, and then you start going around the neighborhood and you show the real deal and go, well, the house next door just sold for $200,000. Where'd you get $500,000 from, right?
Right.
So it just keeps reality check.
Yes.
Right? What about outside? The lawn. Is that really as important as people stress that it is?
Well, I think yes, the lawn and the outside, it's like the first glance of a home kind of gives an indication of how the value of the home and how the home has been taken care of. So definitely outside is very important. And this time of the year is a good time of the year because we're coming into spring with flowers and a lot of different blooms going on.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Now let's switch over to
Sure.
Minnie's Food Pantry because we're celebrating 8 years, and you've been a part of Minnie's Food
Right.
Pantry board for how long now, Ron?
2 years.
2 years?
Been a part of 2 years with Minnie's actual board, and I have been associated with Minnie's for about 8 years.
I know.
I know that's
St.
when we
Elizabeth
met.
and Seton.
That's when we met.
Right, in the church. What has the experience been like for you?
Oh, Cheryl, it's just been wonderful. The experience is just, it's the love that comes out of being associated with Minnie's. I know. And having worked with Minnie's and working in the line and working with the volunteers has really made an impact on my life. And I know that giving back is a really important part of my goals.
Right.
And being a part of Minnie's gives me the opportunity to do that and to share some talents with Minnie's and the people that are associated with it.
Yeah, you and Terry, you have really, let me just say it from my perspective, you've really helped thousands of people in the community through your company, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted you to be on, because the real
Right.
McCoys they are really the real McCoys. They really you walk your walk, talk your talk, but then you do as well, and you fed thousands of people. So if you could purchase a home or even sell a home, and you work with the realtor that gave back to a nonprofit organization, why wouldn't you want to do that? Just think about, I'm selling a home, but I'm helping the community as well, because this is the type of heart that the real McCoys have. Ron and Terry, you've always been a special part of Minnie's Food Pantry, and I'm so delighted to serve with you side by side. You bring laughter and light and love to the board, and fun,
Yeah.
and it's
You're
fun,
good.
that you
You're
bring
good.
fun to even selling a house through my experience. I was really afraid, because, I lived across the street from my mom, and now I'm selling my house, and I was
Right.
really afraid, but the process that you and,
Well, it's just, I know
you've helped the process.
I know.
And
it's
I
been
thank you
tough.
for it.
We love
And
you,
I thank
Cheryl.
you for it. So,
Thank you.
hey, take it from me. If you're
I
looking
know.
for a realtor, find therealmccoys.com, therealmccoys.com.
MyMcCoys.com.
MyMcCoys.com.
Right.
See, don't go to therealmccoys.com. Go to MyMcCoys.com, and I promise there you'll find the best realtors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is Cheryl Action Jackson. We'll be back in just a moment.
Local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand. As we speak, similar scenes are playing out in cities and towns across America.
We've had an incredible show so far. I thank Cynthia Smoot once again. Let me just remind everybody to watch my friend Mrs. and Mr. Pat Smith's show tonight on the OWN network. That's the Oprah Winfrey Network. I am so proud of Pat Smith and the journey that she's taken to get where she is now, and I hope that you'll join me in celebrating. It's at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Join me in celebrating. That's what it should be about, celebrating other successes. If we could all do that, what a great world it would be. And we are celebrating the successes right now on the Cheryl Action Jackson Show. We're talking about 8 years. I've asked Erica Simon, my director of operations, to join me. And we're just going to end the rest of the show about talking about the highlights of Minnie's Food Pantry. Where we started at, as most of you know, we started with a little 500 square foot building, and now we're in almost 12,000 square feet of space. And just watching the transition from space to place to space to place, and the amount of people that we've served. It's been an incredible journey, and I just wanted to look in the camera right now and just say thank you to every single person that has been a part of this journey, that has helped, whether you helped in terms of donating money or donating your time or donating your gifts, whatever you donated, or even just donating your voice to help talk about Minnie's Food Pantry and what we've done and how we do what we do. It's so incredible, and we appreciate you. From myself, my board of directors, and my staff, we say thank you. And I wanted Erica to join me because it is crazy.
Yes.
When we look back on where we've come from and how far we've gone. What are your thoughts, Erica?
It's just amazing. It's actually incredible. You talk about, you spoke earlier about the movie Miracles, and there was points in our journey I was like, this is a miracle. This is clearly a miracle for us, but it's just exciting for God to give you that task and, me able to help and be there, it really was a blessing. It's a journey like no other.
I totally agree. When I talked about the movie Miracles earlier, I think about the task when you were talking about different moments where there was a miracle. I promise you, one of my favorite moments is the sign, the one where I didn't come to work. Yeah. And I wish I would have brought it, but when I didn't come to work because I knew we didn't have the rent. And these kids actually came to Minnie's Food Pantry, and the rent was like $235, and they brought $1,285.
And I called you that morning. It was just so, I didn't know that you were going through that. That's just how Cheryl is. She, to be honest, you just take everything to God, and I didn't know. I called you that morning. You was like, "Oh, I'm not coming in. I'll be in later." I said, "Okay, that'll be fine." Not knowing that you were at home crying and praying and sniffing and nodding and everything else.
Yeah.
So, and this church did a drive. Kids sold little M&Ms, and they filled it up with money. With quarters. Yes, sure. Remember the story?
$12.50.
Yes,
each one of those
exactly.
little tubes.
And so they came in with this huge banner, and they wanted to take a picture. And I called Cheryl. I said, "You need to come over." She's like, "No, I don't want to come." I said, "You need to come. You need to come and see what these kids done."
That's crazy.
And literally, when you walk through the door, she just bawled, tears just flowing down your face. And I didn't know everything you were going through, and all I did was made the phone call. You came in, and I was just like, what's wrong? I'm like, is this tears of joy? I'm like, these tears are so much deeper. What's going on?
And here's another tear moment. There's a video that I'm going to show you, and then we'll come back and talk about that. But this right here, this moment last year made me cry. Let's talk about it.
Texas, what you've done since you've been here, and what do you think about having the premiere here?
Well, as soon as we got here, we completely just went straight to Cheryl. But I put on a little makeup, and then we went to Cheryl, and we went to Team Minnie's and met the entire team and the family, and we got to pack boxes. We got to feed a family today, and we donated so that she can feed thousands and thousands more families because we wanted to get involved with this cause. We felt like she's been doing so great, and why not help her multiply the work that she's been able to do so far.
What was it like meeting Cheryl the first time, and how was packing the food?
Meeting Cheryl, we met her a little bit on Good Morning America through the satellite, but meeting her in person, it was like electric. She has this big personality, that's her. She has a scream that's so energetic, and it makes you so happy because she's so sincere.
Tell me about being in Home, the movie, and what does home mean to you besides the movie?
Home, besides the movie, will always be Barbados for me. Home is where my family and my friends are, where I feel most comfortable and I fit into the culture. That's where I come from. And right now we're just really excited to be a part of this wonderful project, and it's such a great message for kids to focus on and learn, but it's going to be a fun journey. You know, they're going to enjoy the film, but they'll learn a lot.
One last question. Dolce & Bagat. I got to take her out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. I mean, it was the same time last year that
Sure was.
that Rihanna and Jim Parsons was here, and we'll show Jim Parsons. We're going to do a full show of Minnie's Food Pantry next week. So please set your DVRs to join us next week so we can talk about a full show of the history of Minnie's and what's made us so special. But they were actually here at the same time last year.
Yeah, they were here at the same time. Cheryl submitted the video.
A day before.
Day before, and she actually won the Hometown Hero for the movie home premiere. And we were all working behind the scenes, and if any of you know Cheryl, it's kind of hard to keep stuff away from her.
Y'all did good.
We did.
Y'all did great. This time y'all did great.
We did good, and so it was really a huge surprise for you. And
It
so
was.
all of it, with Jim Parsons and Rihanna and Cheryl, every interaction was so genuine and pure, and it was so just. It was great. It was a fantastic moment. That showed us that we're not only just a community-wide name or even a statewide name, but we're nationally known.
Yeah.
Minnie's Food Pantry is nationally known.
A lot of people have come to me and say, oh, I know who you are. I know you are, when we're in the airports or wherever we are. And that just speaks to my team. There's no way I could have done this without a great team. And so I say thank you to Erica.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's such a pleasure. It's been a wonderful ride. I can't wait for whatever else is in store because I know it's bigger than this and it's greater. And I mean, we're going to have fun. And that's the thing. We have fun along the way.
Yeah, we have. We've had some great times.
Yeah.
It's been the best of times. And
more to come.
It is. It is. And so I just want to say thank you to every single person that have donated again to Minnie's. Prayed for us, who've given to us, who've laughed with us, who was there in our good times, who was there in our tough times. It's been a tough year, but we've made it through it. And I say thank you. I know that it hasn't been, this past year hasn't been very easy for us and for our team, but we managed to make it through it. And so whether you've given a donation of $1, whether you've given your smile, whether you've said our name at Minnie's Food Pantry, on April the 1st, we will have fed over 300,000 people. We provided over 4 million meals to people in the community. April Fool's Day, when they said that there was nobody hungry in the community, 8 years ago, there was a Cheryl Jackson and an Erica Simon and a Robert Jackson that said, well, if they are hungry, we're going to feed them, and we're going to roll out the red carpet. And because of you, we've been able to do it for 8 years and counting. And so I ask that you continue to support us, because the need is even greater. This is Dr. Cheryl Action Jackson saying, get up, make a difference, and do something great for somebody besides yourself today. Thank you.
See, I wouldn't change